Welcome into another Tuesday night's evening blend. I am Pop Blender, and with me is Matthew Matson showing off. I know that guy. That's the Tick, by God. I know him. Now, the other one, I might have a little trouble with, but give us the goods, because I got some goods to show off myself, man.
Spoon. Yep. He's here with his Viewmaster and Bond. James Bond.
That's
For
a
a
great looking head sculpt.
little piece later on, maybe.
I,
Yeah.
I mistakenly called him Robert Urich, Spencer for hire, um, last time, and I don't even know where that came from. I'm not gonna lie, it made no sense. And I don't even know what made me think of Spencer for hire, because no one. This is the only time you're gonna hear Spencer for hire on anything for the next year of anybody's lives.
Right.
Okay, it's just the truth. Yeah, Tick figure. It looks great though, man. That was. You know what's so funny about the Tick is that I remember watching that show and different iterations, all right, of it.
Yeah.
But I honestly can't tell you that I remember a ton about individual
Oh,
episodes or
well,
individual stuff. I remember what his buddy looks like, and I remember,
yep.
him and the way he acts, but I could not tell you a bunch of lore and stuff like that.
Well, I will tell you that every incarnation of the Tick has been consistent, even if it's different. So
Okay.
you've got the Patrick Warburton one, you've got the animated one, and then you've got the Amazon one that came later. Uh, and the only reason that failed is because Amazon has this stupid split season drop model. So they'll drop half the season, and then 3 months later they'll drop the other half of the season.
Okay.
Back in those days, and I couldn't find it when it came back to watch the second half of the season until much later because I forgot about it because it was 3 months later or whatever.
Yeah, you
Uh,
don't
but
say.
but uh,
Interesting.
every one of those versions of the Tick are phenomenal, and again, different aspects of it. So it's
Patrick
cool.
Warburton. Peter. Well, this came in.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, this came in the other day, and been wondering about it. Been wondering, and yeah, so it finally arrived, and I was extremely careful opening it up. Now I know you have some advice for folks that have gotten the despoiler, and we're gonna say hello to a few people rolling in. But so this came in the other day. I love it, love it, love it, and you have a stand that you recommend people get for the despoiler, and where can you find that stand? Where can you get that stand? It looks awesome.
So
Hang on, I'm gonna put you on full screen just so you can show it off.
so
That's
this is
awesome.
an incredible base with an incredible wire on it. It's got a whole platform that it sits on perfectly for this thing, and it can you can angle it, do whatever. This is my Fig voice. Um, so yeah, my Fig voice. This stand is now up to $25.
Okay.
He initially his pre-order price was too low. He didn't realize it till after the fact. So anybody who got it for $20 got a steal. So you can order that, and then he's working on Serpentor's Air Chariot one,
Nice.
and you know,
Yes. Yeah,
pretty
I'm
cool.
excited. I did pre-order Fatale Fluffies today.
Oh yeah, good. All
I
right.
guess I let my premium membership expire. I bought it on August 10th of 2025, and what was yesterday? August
Yep,
10th.
have Black Major and Baron Iron Blood.
Ah, I
So
see.
that's the way they did that. And then you had to get the zombie werewolf one to get the Baron Iron Moon helmet.
It's more than I could ever hope to keep up with.
Yeah,
Turk Murphy, what's
you have to
going
buy all
on?
three figures to
Hey,
make those.
right. Bobby Wold, how the heck are you?
Yeah,
Says I
Amazon
enjoyed
show
the
was good.
Amazon tick.
Alan
Yeah.
Tudyk played the voice of the boat. I thought that was awesome.
Alan Tudyk plays the voice of a lot of stuff, and he is fantastic, as is Patrick Warburton. Okay, Sabir is in the house. What's up, Sabir? How you doing, man? And Carlos is this spoiler came today, so he was right on with me, I guess, right there. Like I think mine was maybe 2 days ago, something like that. Let's see here. Bobby says, I don't know why, but when I'm looking at Destro and his despoiler, I just think Lars Jetson.
George.
Like, okay. Oh, yeah, Jorge. I'm like, I need to put this thing not on widescreen, actually. It's a lot easier to read. There we go. Okay. I'm old, man. Let's see. Yeah, George Jetson or Jorge Jetson, actually, if you really
Yeah,
look at it and you want to say Jorge Jetson, I'm good with that. And I did see the froze. You froze for a second. I don't know if I did, but
oh, did I?
who knows? You know what? I don't trust AT&T no more. I gave up. It is what it is.
So
StreamYard too. You got a StreamYard quiz.
yeah, I got a quiz when I
Uh,
ended today. So speaking of AT&T, there's this major company that existed in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s that controlled all of the electronic data system securities for the federal government and around the world called EDS, Electronic Data Systems Companies, run by
okay.
Ross Perot.
Oh
He built
wow.
this massive headquarters complex out here, and I used to work across the street from it. But it was this massive compound, all this acreage. He built this structure to withstand a full-on military assault. It would survive strafing runs, bombing runs, and a tank trying to run through it, right? So I mean, he had steel pillars. Uh, parking things that would shoot up out of the ground like giant steel pillars with concrete on them that would shoot up out of the ground because he worked there in the
Wow.
90s. So they imploded a staple of North Texas um, this past Sunday and heard around the world for AT&T to build their new complex.
What the hell? Like that's the indestructible building gets destructed,
Yep. Hey,
but
Ross
not
Perot
without
was a
issues.
little loony.
I was gonna say, yeah, Ross Perot was something. Look at this. Like we got fire, we got lights, we're on stage, baby. We're rocking and rolling. I did want to hit up a few people really quickly.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
What's up, Nolan?
Nolan, what's up? War Chest says it's been a minute. I am here. Sabir wanted to know where he can get that stand. So if you want to tell him exactly where to find that stand again for the despoiler, please do.
How about I find a way and I put it in the chat? It's called My Fig Voice.
Love it. Best way to do it. Copy and paste that bad boy. Um,
And yeah, because he's partnering with Travis, Mr. Wonderful, because they're both doing stand stuff,
oh,
but
cool.
they're kind of working together on a couple things.
Okay.
And so they had him on Ed's show, Ed
Nice.
and Travis's show.
It is pretty sweet, and using the logo, obviously, to put this thing out. War Chest sent me some pretty sweet pictures. He'd have to put it in the chat about what it was exactly, but he sent me some pretty awesome pictures of something that he got recently as well. And so I'll let him air that dirty laundry. Three
There's
star draw. What's going on?
there's that link for you guys.
Nice. Yeah. Super cool. HK Viper, how the heck are you, man? Let's see. There we go. Evening to you. Okay. Who's seen Spider-Man? Who all seen Spider-Man yet? Have you guys in the chat seen Spider-Man? Have you seen it once, twice, three times a lady? Um, have you not? Like, have you? There's a good comment for you. He was something else, actually. I love the SNL skits back in the
Hey, you
day.
know what? That was the first person that I ever voted for president.
Uh, you're not alone. I was not able to at that time. I was not old enough, but my best friend did. He did at that time. Three star says,
I
"Man, I
was
hadn't seen Spider Man. What's that?
I was just a dumb high school kid. I thought, you know
Oh
what? Maybe
hell."
if we get an outsider in here, we don't have to deal with the Bushes and the Clintons.
It's funny, man. People still feel that way, right? All these years later, and yet we still are on a two party, right? Yeah. So three star hasn't seen three star Spider Man, Spider Star. Turk Murphy says not I. Eric has seen it.
Ah,
I know War Chest has seen it, and he has a lot of the same issues I had with the film. We're not going to
yeah.
get into it. We're not going to review it. We got into that last week and went
I, I
deep.
We've got the same issues. I just don't let it stop me from enjoying it.
I understand. I totally understand. War Chest says, yes, my Humvee is sick. Gridiron. So it's
Ooh,
Gridiron Humvee. He sent me some pictures of it, man. Really,
nice.
really awesome, dude. And then let's see. Carlos says, I wish I had voted for Perot. There's a lot of people that actually probably looking back, and years from
Oh
now
no,
will
no, no.
probably.
He would have been
I I
terrible. His
I get it. He
his
he
vice
was
presidential
also,
candidate was crazy.
yeah. He was also. It's funny to think about now on the older end of the spectrum at that time, but now that our candidates and our senators are all like in their late 70s and 80s
Oh yeah,
now,
we
it's
don't
like,
even
oh,
think
that's
about
not
it now.
unusual at all. Let's see. Let's see. Uh,
The best thing about Perot, I mean, he did a lot of good things too, but was he self-funded a rescue mission for our hostages in a situation overseas,
give it
and
up
Ben
for
Affleck
that.
made a movie about it.
Yes, it's called Chasing Amy. Maybe you guys have seen it. Maybe you've seen it. Maybe not. It's a weird fucking movie. I liked it back in the day, but
Oh
man,
yeah,
is it a weird
well,
movie.
I tell you what, if you were in that right age
Uh
range,
huh.
if you were those early college years,
Yeah.
that movie hit you. It hit you right.
Yep. Yeah, Spider Man still selling out here during the days and weekends. That's in Missouri. And I won't tell the town unless More just doesn't care. And he probably doesn't care. Actually, he probably wants the business. But um, yeah, during the day, weekends. If you don't go after 8, you won't get a seat. We went at 10 o'clock. And the reason I bring it up because we're gonna go over the numbers here in a minute and just kind of discuss where this movie is after 11 days. But again, not gonna get into spoiler talk or anything
Spider-Man,
like that
Spider-Man.
because there are a lot of people that haven't seen it. Yes, Matthew also Eric said that I kind of ruined my experience before I went to see the movie. But I do that a lot. And there's a lot of stuff I've liked, even though I knew the plot, knew spoilers. It just doesn't bother me. If you write a good movie, if you act in a good movie, if you make a good movie, then I'm going to enjoy it. And it really doesn't matter what I've heard about it or not. I used to feel the opposite way about that, but these days it really doesn't bother me that much. Let's see. HK Viper says Spider Man was good for what it is, a summer movie. And I think that's kind of the sentiment with Spider Man. Just looking at what this movie has done, I brought this up a couple nights ago on Sunday night. Um, it's gangbusters, dude. It's blowing the freaking doors off, dude. Unfortunately, you're gonna keep holding for a while. 3 star. Good old Tango and Cash, man, from back in the day. Um, I mean, $1 billion internationally. And what really is
Internationally.
crazy to me about this is I'm not saying this would have been flip flopped around, but I really did think that the United States would be pulling even more so weight here. That I thought this number would be a little closer together than internationally just blowing the doors
You
off this thing.
know, I'm actually not surprised about it
Okay.
because I think about it and we get bombarded with this stuff all day long, all the time. And so people have gotten fatigued from all the BS around all this stuff.
Right.
And so there's this lack of interest in even attempting to even want to go. The rest of the world, they have got a very different experience. A lot of people very sparingly go to the movies anyway. And so
Yeah.
when something comes up like Spider-Man, they're like, "Oh, well, let's go see Spider-Man because he's the most recognized superhero in the world." Then you're going to garner this interest. And I think China is probably driving a lot of this because, again, they're starved for good content and the movie's playing in their country and it's good. So yeah,
It is a classic. Okay, number one, we knew it was going to do well because it's Spider Man,
yeah.
and they've been on a roll, right? With these movies, I really did enjoy the last one in particular, but so the expectation level is very high. People really wanting to go see this movie, and then the word of mouth, and then like some things, these phenomenons that happen, like Barbenheimer in a way, it just takes a certain place in the cultural zeitgeist and it just blows up. And it's almost as if you're not part of the conversation, right? You've got to be part of the conversation as fast as you can. And that's why
Yeah.
in 11 days, in 4 days, this beat the entire James Gunn DCU pretty
Yep.
much, right?
Everything.
And
Yeah.
so in 11 days, I was just talking about this today with a guy at work. It's amazing. And this movie really, honestly, could end up somewhere between $2.5 to $3 billion when it's all said and done. Now that it has IMAX showings, so
Yep.
now you're getting double and a half the ticket price. That's, I mean, it's insane, and who knows where really it's going to end up. But the projections are somewhere around, that this could beat Endgame, that this could
Well,
go past Endgame.
or maybe if we adjust for inflation, I don't know, but
Right.
I think it's for me, it's definitely gonna hit 2.5 billion. I don't
I
know that
agree.
it's gonna make the three.
Dude,
But
that
that's
is
what
huge.
that's kind of what it would have to do
Right.
to beat Endgame. But I mean, it's already close to beating it if you adjust for inflation. But if you don't adjust for inflation, it's got to hit three.
Right. Jersey Eddie, how you doing? Says I'm the same way. If it's a good movie, you can tell me what happens, and I'll still enjoy it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I really do feel that way now. And like I said, it would have been different years ago, but I feel a bit differently. Carlos says saw Spider-Man on Sunday. I enjoyed it. The family enjoyed it as well. Makes sense. I mean, that's mostly what I have heard. Um, is families and then people going back a
So,
second time, a third time.
yeah.
Um,
So around here in these parts, Three Star brings up a good point. School started today around here.
same
And
same roughly here as well.
but colleges won't start for another 2 weeks almost. So you still have a lot of college programs that aren't going till then. So you still have those age people that are wrapping things up, going to do stuff before they travel to go to college or whatever.
Hmm.
So there's still people out there going to see it. So
This is interesting. I didn't know this, and we don't have an Alamo around here. Worcester says people have been complaining to Alamo about the automatic 23% charge added to their tabs. Some customers have posted about it publicly, and evidently Alamo is banning people on their social media
yeah,
for talking about an automatic 23% charge. Now, I know when you buy a movie ticket online, you want to reserve your seats. Guess what? You're going to pay $2.
yeah.
I think that's what it is. It's like $2 just to buy the tickets online, so that way you can have your seat reserved rather than showing up. Look, $2 is honestly for me a small price to pay to make sure I get the back middle. That's just where we like to sit instead of having to worry about it. But a 23% just a surcharge on there? Like I don't know. Or is
Well,
that a
is
tip
it
for popcorn? Is that a tip for
right?
your sodas?
So no,
Oh,
Americans tip based
I
off of
see.
performance, right?
Generally speaking, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, concessions.
sure, but adding a hidden charge onto something is never going to set well with people. And if you try to force a gratuity on somebody, and it's like it's
Mm,
not my job to pay your salary. That's the restaurant's job. That's the place that you're working at. That's their job to pay your
yeah.
salary. You have to be happy with what they're paying you because tips are in excess of, right? It's like, hey, you did really great, so we're going to give you this extra bit, and it's not the way it should be. It should be you get paid for the work that you do, and the service industry unfortunately has taught people differently or taught their employees differently. So
Um,
it's a rough thing to try and work somebody through what economics is.
yeah. Carlos, holy moly. I think it is weird though, um, to charge a gratuity on concessions at the movie theater. Now, if I'm going to now, don't get me wrong, going to a concert, something like that, they try to slip that in on you for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And before you sign, you need to check, right? A lot of places now, you go to a concert, they don't even take cash. I know it's like that here in Nashville at the Titan Stadium for big concerts. They don't take cash anymore for anything.
Yep. Right.
And so they'll try to slide in like a 25% tip on you if you don't look first. and then adjust it or change it. I do think that's it's pretty shady, but you see it at like coffee places. You see it so that's interesting, Scott. Have not heard that, and I'm
And,
curious because I'm surprised I haven't heard that on some of the
and
streams that I watch.
Eric, I totally get that when you have a large party, and then you already put an autograd on there of about 10% or whatever, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
if you
sure.
want to put on more than that, that's great, whatever. But I totally get that because
Interesting.
that's it's a larger burden, and there's more chance of things slipping through the cracks. I kind of get it,
Yeah, but
but
that's a whole
but
different
that's a different thing.
situation.
Other than that, I'm
Yeah,
not.
I think
You don't autograph. You don't.
that's pretty shady at a movie
Yep.
theater when you walk up and God knows after standing in line for 50 minutes like I did when we went to see Spider-Man and then
Well,
there's two open registers. I'm like, if you
oh,
think for 1 second I'm gonna
yeah, right.
tip.
So, did you hear about this story about those people that ran out on their massive tab, and the restaurant owner kind of hunted them down and berated
Whoa.
them online?
Wait, what?
So there's this couple that's been going around and dine and dashing, right?
Mm,
And they've taken thousands of dollars, probably tens of thousands of dollars at this point
wow.
of food from restaurants where they just don't pay. They walk out the door or whatever. And then one of the restaurant owners went after him for it and filed legal charges and everything, and is basically forcing them to pay and banning them from the restaurants and everything. They're going on social media thinking that they're the righteous Robin Hood people or whatever, stealing from the restaurants,
Okay.
and it's not going well for them. I'll say that.
No, as a matter of fact, the authorities actually,
Yeah. Well,
when
so
once they get involved, then it's definitely not going to go well.
yep.
Because I mean, it is an arrestable offense. I mean, for sure. Actually, to be honest with you, I probably have several videos emailed to myself of stuff like that. I just haven't shown them on stream yet, but oh
Yeah.
boy. Um, okay, two things. One, ATMs charge a fee. Yes, and it's bullshit. Number two is this one right here, really quickly. They put a message on the screen while you're waiting for the movie to say, we want to pay our employees a livable wage, so we add an extra 23% to every bill to help ensure that. That is insane to me. Then guess what?
Pay your
Alamo,
employees.
pay your employees. It's
If
like,
you want to pay your employees a livable wage, then
holy
pay your
shit.
employees a livable wage.
I mean,
Not my job to
seriously.
pay their salary.
Now, here's the problem. They've been losing
It's so much money.
so much money.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. It's not
Well,
their fault.
so remember what happened to the Alamo? The Alamo went bankrupt and shut down. They were
Yes.
completely shut down until an investor came in and took over. And so now the investor, you've got a corporate investor type of guy, and they've got their shareholders, and they want to make their money for this puppy dog rescue thing that they're doing with the Alamo. So it's just a more money
It's
laundering.
just crazy, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Clint, yes, absolutely. 100% agree with you. Bartenders do deserve huge tips. I said that correctly, right? Yes, I agree with you 100%. They do deserve huge tips. Sometimes the
So
bartender
you
wants
like
the
just
whole
the
thing.
tip? Is that what you're saying?
I don't want the tip, Matthew. I want the whole thing. So anyway, and yes, Uber Eats. Look,
Oh,
folks,
yeah,
look,
that's
I'm
always
gonna break it
ridiculous.
down for you real quick, okay? If you work and you are a couple blocks away from a place you want to get some food from, all right? I have some advice. Skip the $7 charge and just go get the damn food. Okay? I'm just saying. It's
Get
just a
off
little
your
advice.
butt.
Get off your ass and go get the damn food. I can't imagine how much money people spend on Uber Eats service charges when they literally are ordering at work and it's
Look,
some place that's like
look.
a
You
minute,
know these are
two
these
minutes
are all
away.
the same people.
Ah!
These are all the same people that complain that they don't make a living wage, that they can't afford their own place to live, so they have to live at mom and dad's house all the time, and they can't
Hey,
afford gas, but they're paying for Uber Eats all the time.
okay. Right. See, there are certain
and
lines that
and
have to
and
be
they and
drawn.
they go to Starbucks every day to get their 5 coffees.
It is fascinating though. It is. Now, and look, a lot of you guys in the chat, I know, buy toys, right? And this comes up, right? This comes up all the time. It's like, dadgummit, I don't want to pay that extra $2, for figure now. But I'll go to Starbucks 5 days a week on my way to work and pay $10. And so, you see what I'm saying. All
Oh
right.
yeah,
You get what
yeah.
I'm saying. That's all I ain't saying. I'm just saying. But hey, it's all choices, baby. Yeah. Let's see here. Working in theater isn't a livable wage. I agree. It even wasn't
It's
back in
not
the
supposed to
day.
be.
No,
It's not
it's
supposed to
not
be.
supposed. It's not supposed to be a career.
No, certainly not.
Nolan. Yeah, that would be nice. And I will say this: the Other Guys movie with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell.
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
do love the fact that at the end of that they put up the whole graphs and all this stuff about CEO pay and when it
uh-huh.
exploded and the workers that worked for them and the disparity between the two and how those figures got further and further apart.
Yep,
That I love. I actually love that movie. I think it's hilarious. But I do love the end of it when they show that.
yep.
At the end, it is out of control. Get rid of psychiatrists and give bartenders a PhD. I can definitely tell you, I should have a lot of people laying on a leather couch at work as much talking as I do. That's for sure. And then, yeah, I'm with you, 3 star. I think we've all watched a bunch of those videos. We've all watched a bunch of those Instagram reels of parties and, you know, dine and dashing and servers getting beat up because they're trying
Yeah.
to, keep someone from running out on a tab or whatever. But I
Yeah,
will say
but
this one thing, having been doing this industry for a long time, it is never, ever, under any circumstances, a good idea to chase someone outside.
nope.
You should never,
Don't you
ever
get
try to go in the parking lot to get your
nope.
money because you are asking for trouble. I've watched it happen, but it is one thing we used to tell people all the time. If they walk out on you, look, restaurant's
Let them
probably going to
go.
pay for it
Yep.
unless you totally have just out smoking in the parking lot and you're disregarding your table and not keeping up with it. But if people dine and dash on you, most restaurants are going to take care of that tab for you. They're not going to make you pay it.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like that's no, you do not charge people. Yes, intoxicologist, it is correct, and I'm pretty damn good at it. And lastly, and then we're gonna jump back into this, Eric Thurman. I guarantee you, this magic, this magic will work on you, even though you don't drink. I have a lot
Well,
of
yeah, I mean,
skills.
you've got to have water. I mean, come on.
Exactly. And Diet Coke, even though you're better off drinking regular Coke.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So,
Club
anyway, yeah.
soda.
Look, Spider Man, banging it out. Crazy. Box office, massive. Who knows where this is going to end? Obviously, we'll talk about it when it does, when it finally slows down. Uh, Going back to this list and looking at the Odyssey, which obviously is still pulling in money. Obviously, doesn't have the IMAX screens that it once had to, in my opinion, inflate those numbers.
Yep, 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 yep.
But it's at a 1.1 billion. Gonna start to trickle. I mean, it's still got legs. It's still doing just fine. People are going to see it, but it's nowhere near what Spider-Man is going to ultimately end up and what it's going to end up doing. The rest of this list really, to me, honestly, is not that interesting.
Yep.
Toy Story 5, after, almost 2 months, roughly, yes, it's over a billion. That would be expected, right?
Yeah.
For a Toy Story movie. And then really after that, man, Minions and Monsters, Moana, Super Troopers 3, it just kind of becomes a list of a hodgepodge with obviously Obsession being the one standout there in the top 10 roughly,
Yep.
or
Still there.
so,
It's awesome.
that's still hanging around and doing
Yep.
well. So yeah, so there's your number. Spider-Man, we'll find out. It's crazy, dude. I mean, look, it doesn't mean I didn't have fun with the movie, but I did have a lot of issues with it. But it doesn't mean that there's not parts that I don't still like. And it's not a bad movie. I don't think it's a terrible movie. But the things that for me outweighed a lot of the things I think a lot of people actually really like.
Yep.
And so it is what it is, man. That's why I said it. And you know this, man. It's possible to go see something and then after the fact change your mind.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, I mean that's okay. It's no one's telling you you have to stick with your initial thoughts. I think the endorphins and the way your brain fires when you're being entertained can kind of trick you sometimes.
Yep.
And thinking and cognitive dissonance, which I don't think with this movie, but I think
No.
that
No.
happens as well, right?
Yeah. So, what about the two crucial scenes that were cut from the movie? What do you think
Let's
about those?
see. Um, I'm trying to remember what was discussed.
So, Rosaria Dawson,
Oh, yes, as the
and then
nurse
the
from
and
Daredevil.
from Daredevil, yeah, and
Right.
then the end credit scene. So, Rosaria Dawson's scene would have explained a lot of what happened in that hospital, with her just being there. Just
Right.
showing that she was there would be enough for a lot of people, but having a couple conversations would have been nice. So that scene should be back in the movie. They shouldn't have cut it. And then the end credit scene that we were supposed to get was very different, and I can't figure out why they decided to cut it.
Are you talking about well, it's not Miles, right?
No, 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 it's not Miles.
I
That was a
kind of
movie poster. That was a movie poster.
right.
The
I'm
Miles Morales tease.
I'm trying
Uh,
to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how to maybe I don't know bring it up without.
well, you
It's
can't.
some people obviously.
And that's maybe why they cut it, I guess. But they should really put that one back too, because it's all about what's coming, right? It's set up. Uh, yeah, yeah, that's the
If
one
you're
I'm talking about. But I didn't want to say it, Eric.
yeah. So my thing is that I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know how they're gonna introduce her when they start doing X-Men movie. Like I don't know how they're gonna. What do you do with that character now? Like, right? You haven't
I
set
mean,
her
she's
up.
one
You
of the most
haven't built
evil
her up.
villains
You haven't.
ever. So you know.
Yeah, it's weird. So I don't know what you really do with that. Young Washington does look good. I did want to actually see it and maybe go see it this weekend.
If it's still in theaters, I know it's a couple weeks away from being released on
Sure.
Blu-ray. So
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt about it. Okay. You want to talk a little hot D for just a moment?
let's talk some hot D.
Because we
Everybody likes
haven't
a little
really,
hot D,
yeah, we haven't
right?
really talked about it. I'm sure the chat has not really been uh,
Uh,
keeping up with House of
J-
the Dragon lately. You talking
yeah.
about
So
Jersey Eddie's comment here?
Jersey Eddie, that's a spoiler for the beginning of Doomsday. You're not supposed to talk
Yes.
about that yet.
We did go over it
I
though.
know, I
We
know.
read them all. Yeah, that is a spoiler for Doomsday for sure.
And the
But
first like 10 minutes of the movie,
but nothing lasts forever, right?
nothing lasts
Uh,
forever.
and Mr. Wonderful, there you go. There you go,
Hey, we
right
were talking
there.
about you earlier, bud.
That's right.
Yours must have been burning. That's why you're here, right?
I think so. Um, so House of the Dragon. Look, I know a lot of people fell off after season one, and I understand why. You and I probably have the same
Well,
opinion, roughly, about season two, maybe that
well,
it
so,
wasn't
so
quite
I
up to
think
par.
season one was pretty good.
I do too.
And they changed one major thing that they shouldn't have. Um, and the other changes are just whatever. They're fine. The actor was great, is great. Season two is where they potentially made a lot of people mad because they deviated so far that George R. R. Martin walked off the series. Um, he's like, I'm done with you guys. You're missing the whole point. You cannot recover from the changes you've made, and they're just now starting to realize that at the end of season three, where they're like, oh, this doesn't make sense anymore. Um, but the finale of season three is probably the best episode of the season.
It's pretty
Um,
damn good.
it's
It's pretty damn
pretty
good.
pretty damn good. The acting, the battles, the characterizations that came out in this one. Um, the only issue that I really had was in the battle. Damon is in the midst of the battle and he stops and he starts like having a conscience or a heart or something. It's like that's not Daemon Targaryen. He doesn't give a shit about the small folk dying in wars for him or anybody else. He's going to use every last one of them. I don't understand that moment where he's like contemplative, mournful.
So I guess the fact that they were using children and Rhaenyra is telling
I get
him,
that part,
you know,
but
hey, don't make me look bad, right?
yeah,
And
okay,
as Three Star
okay,
says, you can spoil all of High Tea season 3 all you want to. We're not going to do a deep dive because
no,
I do understand a lot of people have
but
really fallen off and they're not
yeah,
keeping up with it. I totally get
sure.
it, totally get it.
But 5 minutes
Um,
before, he was talking to his niece wife about murdering their own children so that she could
yeah,
retain
yeah,
power. So, I mean, murdering children is his own children. Murdering anybody's children is not above Daemon Targaryen. He'll do anything to make sure that he's the one who's in power. And then when his wife slips up, that he's going to be the one to step into place.
sure.
I mean, that's
Um,
his whole goal.
the broad strokes. Okay, so the broad strokes of this season and really this finale episode for season 3. Here's kind of my thing about it. Really like season 1, of course. I
Yep.
think that's because of Viserys and the
Yep.
fact that it focuses on
The
the
series is so amazing.
the king. That's kind of the star of season 1.
Yep.
Um, Season 2 definitely kind of fell off. I think that not just some of the changes they made, but also I just think some of the episodes really dragged. I think that
Yeah.
it just wasn't as entertaining. The political intrigue, which a lot of people tune in to Game of Thrones type
Right.
or Game of Thrones style stuff, tune in for political intrigue. At least if that's the type of show it is, right? Which this is kind of like Game of Thrones. It's not your Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Okay, it's a different type of show. However, I think season 3 had its moments and it was very up and down. But I
Hmm.
do have to say, if anybody has fallen off of this show, if you did watch season 2 and you just haven't watched season 3, the last episode, it doesn't save the season, not in
No.
that kind of way, but it's pretty darn good, dude. Like it
Yep.
they did bring the heat at least in the final episode, and you can really start to see the wheels of destruction turning now,
Well,
really turning now.
and then yeah, no, the whole portrayal of Rhaenyra, and you see it. I mean, everybody knew it beforehand, but you see it in full blown effect in this episode who she actually is. Something that's interesting also is that they covered something that has never been covered before, and I don't know if this is George's view of it or not, but they explicitly told you who Alicent Rivers is.
Alice Rivers
Alice Rivers, yeah,
at Heron
um,
Hall,
yeah. They
absolutely.
they explicitly tell you who she is in this,
They also
and
infer who Aemond is.
uh,
I mean,
no, not
with
really.
the quilt
Not,
that Helena is making, and very Night King vibes. I'm just gonna say. I'm not saying it's for
yeah,
sure, but very telling. For those that remember, obviously
yeah.
Game of Thrones and what it was all
Well,
about. There's a lot of inferences in this show.
so I'll just say that who Alice Rivers is blows that theory right out of the water.
I agree. Yeah, I'm with you. And again, we don't have to go down the big rabbit hole,
Yeah, yeah.
here because I do understand a lot of people have bounced out. I would just encourage people that if you have the time, I do think there's some great acting.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
Matt Smith is
he's great.
always
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely.
Aegon's return is really fun, and he is just giving it his all in this most recent episode. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Joe Fan 84, I'm jealous of your spaghetti from
that's
Olive
what I had for
Garden.
dinner tonight. I had
Nice.
I had spaghetti with bison meat and some garlic bread,
Ooh,
and
man,
oh, it's good
boy,
stuff. Good stuff.
highfalutin bison meat. Matt, look, ladies and gentlemen, you guys don't know this, and he's never really publicly said it, but I'll say it for him. Matthew is a multimillionaire, and he uh, he only eats bison meat on his spaghetti. And sorry, I
Oh man,
spilled
if
the
that were true, I'd
beans.
be at Joe Fest every year and AR. So you know.
I spilled the beans, Matthew. I'm sorry. I apologize. But the audience needs to know. They have a right to know. And he's only drinking Pappy Van Winkle. Uh, Good luck getting a bottle of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Either way,
this is a $5,000 bottle of scotch I'm drinking over here. No,
I
no,
oh no, oh no, oh no, no 3 star. That's not what I said. That's not what. No, you misheard me. You misheard me. Damn it. Now I don't want that out on social media. Jeez Louise. Um, now that would be awesome. That would be amazing. If
well,
you
that's
had your own herd, right?
for my land up in Wyoming that I've
That's
got
right.
now.
Yeah, buddy.
My
But
brother-in-law used to be in a co-op where with six other families where they would get one buffalo kill a year between the six families because that's how much the license cost to kill one buffalo.
holy cow, dude. And they live off that
And
meat
it's
for 6 months during the
well,
winter.
you almost could. One family
I
could,
believe
but
it.
you divide it among six. There's a lot of meat there.
I totally believe it. And Eric Thurman, yeah, Mom's is the best. Of course it is, Joe fan, and we're all in agreement there. Uh, Eric Thurman says I've eaten lots of bison.
Yeah.
On the West Coast, I'm shocked that you haven't gotten arrested for that. I thought it would have been more avocado toast, man. Come on. What are you doing out there?
The West Coast is about where you get most of the bison.
No,
So
I know. I'm just poking fun. I can't. I can't help it. I can't help myself. That's why I can't show some of the pictures that saved for tonight. Okay, look. So, I recommend going back, checking out House of
yeah,
the Dragon.
Hot D was good.
Hopefully you
It
do.
it, it ended well. The next season, it's got a lot of problems to work through.
Right.
We'll see if they do any course corrections or not. But kind of hard to do it with some of the things that they've already done.
Yep.
I think it's still a well-made show. It's got great battle scenes, great set
Agreed.
pieces, great characters that get to shine on it on occasion. So it's kind of one of those kind of middle of the road shows that I think people can enjoy. But I'm mostly looking for Night of the Seven Kingdoms because that show was so well done the first season. I'm super hopeful that they're going to continue that through the next two seasons.
Yes,
And then I
sir.
don't know if George is going to write another book there, but he's certainly not going to write anything more for Winds of Winter. And everybody's finally come to that conclusion that we've been talking about for at least 6 years now, 7 years now, that he's never going to finish that book. So he kind of
I
basically
do. I
said
do
it in
hope
his latest
people
not a blog.
take. I do hope people take our recommendation on Night of the Seven Kingdoms because
Yeah.
and I know 3 star. I think I watched the first episode or two with him. I was staying at his house. I think it might have been during the ice storm or whatever we had down here. But I was like, man, you gotta check it out. You gotta check it out. And I know he enjoyed that show as well. But we both definitely recommended Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's fun. That's a fun show, right? House of the
Yeah.
Dragon,
Yeah.
not a fun show. It's not fun. Night of the Seven Kingdoms, definitely a fun show.
Yeah.
Speaking of not fun, uh, YouTube has some new monetization tiers now. And this just came out today. This news just came out today. And I wanted to bring this up because, some of you out there do YouTube. Some people have crossed the monetization threshold. I have not. Some people might be very close to it. But this information just came out. And I wanted to show you guys kind of the current policy and then the new policy starting out. And so if you are out there doing YouTube and you're close to monetization, okay, then I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what it's like So right now, okay, for monetization, um, I think their current policy is somewhere, and I want to bring this other thing up really quickly because I have the Word document, so I can put it up on my other screen. Um, you need to have let's see here, current policy, subscriber requirement, full partner program. You need 1,000 subs. Okay, new policy hasn't changed that. However, they changed the watch hours from 4,000 watch hours in a year to 8,000 watch hours in a year. Um,
Or
or 10 million
20
short.
million short,
Yes,
20 million shorts in the
it went
past 90
from
days.
yeah, it went from 10 million short views to 20 million short views, which that's the biggest step is the short views. So for people that do shorts, you know, that's a huge number, like a gigantic number to try to leap to, right? And so there's a lot of people we know out there that are monetized or maybe about to get monetized, right? And they're on that fringe. And this starts February 1st, 2027. So you have about 100, you know, I don't know, 170 days, whatever it is, to get to this. Now, you know, going back, I mean, look at the prior policy, man, like mid 2000s up to about 2018.
Yep.
You only needed 10,000 lifetime views, 1,000 subs or 4,000 hours watched, you know, and then you have fan funding, which is like super, you know, you could reach super chats and stuff like that. So, this is a pretty big deal, man, because there's a lot of channels that could possibly be so close to that count, and then they've got to reach 8,000 watch hours, you know, and try to double that. Um, YouTube's gotten more and more difficult. The good
Yep.
old days,
Yep.
back in the day, that those early YouTubers, a lot of them we probably all watched that have been doing this since 2008 or 2010. You know, that got in on the really good running ads on your streams, running ads on your videos, and those days are really kind of
Go
gone,
on.
and they've
Yep.
made it a lot more difficult to really get. I mean, the shorts in particular, because I do
Shorts
know
are
people that,
ridiculous.
you know, 20 million shorts, and that's over the past 3 months, man. That is a hell of a lot of views, and that's not even. So here's the trick, and I don't know if you guys know this, okay, but I did find something out a little bit about this. Justin Booth, how are you, man? Um, when you do shorts, they actually do not count how many views the shorts get. They count the engagement with the shorts.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you might have 10 million shorts viewed, but if no one engages with it, then that's what they count. Then you actually don't, that's not what they look at. And so you
Right.
actually don't have the numbers that you think you would.
Yep.
But I think a lot of this is because they have not had any new policy, new updates since 2018.
Mm.
And with the amount of people that are making videos, and we know it because you know we see it all the time. I mean, how many people you know now that do live streams? How many collectors you know that all of a sudden now are doing YouTube, right? And so the competition is really stiff, and I think this is a way for them to not have to pay out as much money, but B, to really kind of separate the really really good and really really entertaining and people that put a lot of effort behind what they do
Yep.
from people that maybe don't, right? And so it's interesting to me. And the first thing that came to my mind, because this doesn't affect me at all. I'm nowhere near like anywhere close to any of that stuff. But it is interesting because I do watch a lot of channels that are either just over that threshold or
Yep.
they're just under that threshold
Yep.
that are really trying to get monetized. And there's going to be some really unhappy people February 1st of next year if they're just under that threshold, and then have
Yep.
to figure out how to double your output. And that's why you hear people say it all the time. Do YouTube for fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, enjoy it. Don't do it because you think you're gonna pay your bills because of it,
Nope.
right? I mean,
Nope.
it's if you enjoy doing it, you like talking to people, you like making videos, man. Like, do it, have fun with it. But it's like 1% of the creators out there, I think, are able to actually make a living wage off of YouTube. It's
Yep.
it's just so rare.
Yep.
Um, and I like doing this, but I'm not a fool. I am not going to make a living doing this. That's for sure. There's just not enough people. There's not enough people interested in listening to me talk. That's for sure. You, on the other hand, that's a different story. You need to
I
do.
don't
You
know
need to do
about that.
shorts. You need to do shorts of your photos, man. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, thought about it, but I hate making videos these days.
I get it. Um, so there's something that you brought up to me, and it kind of has to do with AI a little
Mm.
bit. And you'd brought up to me, I guess, probably a couple weeks ago. I think this
Yeah.
story is from July 17th, but it's about Ben Affleck, and it's about selling his AI company for $587 million to Netflix.
Yep. So I'm not sure. I forget the exact time frame, but it was like 2023 or maybe a little earlier than that that he created this company, and its whole thing was to help streamline editing, basically, to use AI to make editing a little more efficient. And he built this company up and did something interesting with it, and then sold it to Netflix for $587 million.
I mean, the thing of it is like we talk about AI all the time, right? And what does that look like in the creative community? What does that look like? Let me see. Oh, Joseph Connolly slipped in here real quick. What's up,
What's
Joe?
up?
Um, so we talk about it all the time. We talk about it all the time in the creative space. And I guess, one of the things for me is kind of what is that going to look like moving forward, right? Because you've seen constantly actors. I mean, this is brought up all the time. You see actors that are selling their likeness, right? They're selling
Right.
their voice
Yep.
to be used in perpetuity. But then you have current actors, obviously, that are fighting against this. You have CGI
Yep.
artists that are fighting against this, right? So, where does this go? I mean,
Well,
$587 million.
so what Ben did is he actually did a little bit of research and learned about AI and tried to make this another tool that the artists, the editors, the directors can use to make things a little smoother and easier for them. It was an assistive tool. It was not a generative creative AI type of thing. So they're not creating anything. They're just helping to smooth things out. This is a more responsible use of AI because you can't just make up the scene and then AI just spits it out, right? Because we all know that looks like garbage. We haven't seen anything besides garbage come out of that kind of stuff.
Oh, and a bunch of YouTube thumbnails.
And then Instagram shorts and everything else, right?
Yes. Um, so basically, and I'm trying to kind of look and see what exactly, because you're right. It's more about the workflow. It's not
Yeah,
creating like CGI. It's not creating
right.
actors. It's not creating scenes necessarily. I guess this is more from
It's
what word I'm trying to use.
it is more of an editing tool than
Right.
anything because what it'll do is like, for instance, one of the things is it'll go look at the scene and help you with the lighting adjustment. So it'll flip a lighting adjustment that should be made on the film there or on the digital stuff there.
So it's
So
just to speed up workflow. I mean, that's
it, it,
basically
it,
what it
it
is,
really
right?
is. It is an editing tool that helps speed the workflow, that helps to streamline things a little bit. And like I said, I think it's a more responsible use of AI than I've seen recently. So,
Well, what I do think is that even though Netflix they paid,
Good
what was
Lord.
it, $587 million to Ben Affleck, which makes him a very rich man who can eat
That's on top of
bison.
everything else. Yeah.
He can eat bison every day, 3 times a day if he wants to, from
I
his
mean,
own
he
herd,
could
mind you.
actually move out of California and live somewhere, decent.
That's true. That's true. So not only did they come out
But
of
then he
pocket,
couldn't leave the drugs and hookers, so I don't know.
oh yeah, you're talking about Jennifer Lopez, right?
I no, I'm talking about all those
Oh,
allegations about him.
okay, all right. Sorry, I thought you were just calling her a couple things. Um, so not only did Netflix
Take
come out
that
of
for what you will.
587 million, right? But also, it looks like they might be coming out of pocket another 105 million in Nick
Yep.
Cage
Yeah.
because evidently there was an unreleased Nicolas Cage movie that was stolen from Netflix's office on a hard drive. A World War II thriller called Fortitude. Now, I had heard nothing about this movie. I had heard nothing about this movie. Know nothing about it. And it's obvious, right? Because it's unreleased. And I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often.
Right.
I
I
mean,
think it probably
truthfully,
does, but I think it's a little quieter how these things happen, and people actually
maybe
get paid
so.
off for it. Probably. I don't know.
I don't know. I just wonder, like, with everything being digital, with everything, it's not
It's
film
so
reels.
hard. It's
Can you
it's so
imagine
hard.
trying to steal film reels? Can you imagine trying to
They
sneak
did it.
out, like,
Man, there
right?
was a whole market in stealing all those film reels that people were doing. That I mean, that was big business.
But to me, I mean, it's a hard drive now, a thumb drive,
Yeah.
right? You look in the movies and you see the spy thrillers and they stick a thumb drive in the computer and then they're downloading and it's like going, the little bars going across and they're looking and they're like trying not to get caught. That's what this shit reminds me of,
Well,
right? Like,
It's not Fat 32 formatted because you can't fit all that on that Fat
that's
32
true.
formatted.
Dude, I found that shit out firsthand and learned how to change it. I learned how to change my thumb drive to FAT32 so I can transfer like 10 gigabytes at one time. Uh, for those of you that know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so evidently there was an unencrypted master copy of this movie on one of several drives that were stolen from Netflix's office last month. They investigated it, says that they concluded that the other drives were empty, okay, except for the one that had the movie on it. However, Netflix is also claiming that they're not responsible, even though it was in their offices, that they're not responsible. What do you think the employee that probably is responsible for keeping that shit safe? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, if it's in your possession and something happens to it, someone else, if you have someone else's property in your possession and something happens to that property, that's your fault.
And
That's
you're,
your fault.
yeah. I mean, I don't know how, but yeah. I mean, and look, Nick Cage can probably still use the money, although I'm sure he's recouped a lot since the days of bankruptcy and castles and all this strange shit that he used to buy. Um, but he's probably made enough movies at this point to get back to good, I would assume. But yeah, it's just weird, man. Like I was thinking about this, and I'm just kind of like, I would see this happening more often. Like we see video games that get leaked, right? You
Yeah.
see people release stuff, trailers get out. I mean, it happens all the time. The Doomsday trailer leaks, right? Or part of it. So I can't imagine this is going to go the other way. It's only going to get worse with stuff like this. And I'll be honest with you, it got me thinking about the canceled Batgirl movie.
Yeah, everything lately has been bringing that story back up.
It got me thinking about the canceled Batgirl movie that,
Yeah.
for tax write off purposes,
They burned it.
Warner Brothers burned it. But did they actually burn it? Someone has a copy of
Someone
that
has
movie.
I guarantee you someone has a rough cut of that somewhere because there's no way that Warner Brothers got all of that because they tried to scrub their servers from it, destroy all evidence of it before they told everybody that that's what they were doing. But somebody had to have a work print copy or something. And I'm sure that they
Absolutely.
tried to contact them and make sure that that was destroyed or whatever. But I bet you that it exists out there somewhere.
It absolutely has to, and you know that there's some former board member or somebody who has people over to their house every now and then like opens up this little drawer from a side
Right?
table, and they're like, "Hey, guess what?
Guess
You
what I got?
guys want to watch the Bad Girl movie?"
I got the Bad Girl
And
movie.
from all accounts, I mean, it was roughly finished for the most part.
It was
Maybe some
done. It was
CGI
done.
that Nick Cage, Nolan says, the Superman movie, those screenshots are
Man,
so bad. I
I
mean,
you know what?
or the
That
uniform
I
shots, I
am
guess I should say.
I am so happy that that movie never got made. Would I have wanted to see it out of morbid curiosity? Maybe.
Oh,
But
sure.
Tim Burton with a Nick Cage Superman. I mean, those
Dude.
test shots were crazy.
I wanna bring them up. If I let me see if I can find them real quick. As
I remember the
Superman.
headlines at the time. Who wants a balding Superman?
I mean, okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, lest
I,
us not forget.
I know
Let's see.
what Burton wanted to do with that Superman, and it might have been interesting, but as soon as you got the giant spider in there, I'm out. No, sorry, wrong movie.
Yeah, that was Kevin Smith, wasn't it?
So that was the Kevin Smith Superman, yeah,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
that was actually just after this was shut down.
look at this. Let's see. I'll see if I can get this enlarge the screen. Good
Yeah,
God, it's not letting me.
they went into talks with Kevin Smith about making a Superman movie when they figured out that this Burton one wasn't going to go forward.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is brutal though. Like, I mean, and the let's see. I've got some of the pictures here if I can get my damn screen to cooperate. Um, okay. How about
Hey, look, they go through a lot of different test designs before they figure things out, but that fake chest there looks really bad.
that is terrible, dude. I mean, it's just bad news, man. I like
Yeah.
let's see. Here's you talking about the hair, right? You talking
Well,
about the
yeah,
hair?
yeah, the hair, yeah, yeah.
It's just I remember seeing this story, and I don't at that time was not paying attention to really any of this news much at that time. Uh, I kind of wish we had gotten this. I honestly wish we had gotten this. Don't you? Don't you wish we?
There's a part of me that wants it, but even at the time, I said I don't think Tim Burton can do a Superman movie. He's too dark and twisted and weird.
I mean,
And then you cast Nick Cage, and I'm like, okay, if you're gonna do a weird Superman movie, that's the guy you're gonna pick, right?
look at this shit. That's awful. that
Okay,
is
okay. Is it worse than bat nipples?
okay. So I know somebody who likes bat nipples. Just in general. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about I'm talking about the outfit in the movie. I'm just talking about in general bat nipples. Okay.
Okay,
No,
okay.
no. Seriously though. No. Seriously, I kid. But yeah. No, I do know somebody who does like the Batman costume, whatever you want to call it. With the nipples and the cod piece and the whole like ass shots and all that, the whole weird. I mean, that's about as gay as Batman's ever gonna get. Okay, Joel Schumacher.
I don't know. Batman's pretty gay.
Is he though? We're gonna find out because we got a trailer to watch here. We actually got to get on some trailers, y'all. We got some trailers to check out here momentarily, but there's one more, well, two more stories I want to get to, but really quickly, uh, I'm with you, Eric, 100%. And out there, that doesn't surprise me, but it happened everywhere, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Three-star draw says, I bet you two would have liked that Superman better than anything we've gotten since it was a thing. Giraffe or Giraffe, take your pick. He probably would have accused me of loving it, actually. Super junky. Yeah, at that time he looks rough, doesn't he? Like he looked really rough at that time.
I mean, come
Uh,
on, Raising Arizona. I mean, he's got all those
yeah,
movies where he
yeah,
plays that kind of guy.
yep. And Justin Booth says that's the biggest piece of Superman dog shit I've ever seen. It would have been
Oh,
interesting to
did you
get.
watch Corn Sweat's movie? I'm sorry.
Booyah! Take that, bitch. Okay, two things. One of them I wanted to bring up only because we've been hearing about when they're going to make a new James Bond movie. And we've been hearing about what are they going to do? Okay, this character, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Urich as James Bond. No, it's so. So we've been hearing about like, okay, what is it? How is this going to go down? We have heard different rumors from a female James Bond to a trans James Bond. We've heard to a black James Bond. We've heard a feminist James Bond. You know, we've obviously the talk is this character doesn't fit in modern day. Would you agree with that sentiment as far as how I guess some people view James Bond as a character?
Yeah, you're right. I agree with Edgar Wright on a lot of this stuff. With today's technology, it takes away a lot of the storytelling potentials. And James Bond is a man of the 1960s.
Yep. And I think that's where
He
it should stay.
that's where he should stay, is in the 1960s. You can branch it up to the 70s. Once you get into the 80s, 90s, I don't know. But really, he's a man of the 60s, and that's where he needs to stay.
All right. So, the producer of One Spider Man Brand New Day is also going to be heading up the new James Bond for Amazon because Amazon paid a lot of money to Barbara Broccoli for this IP. And Amy Pascal says James Bond will be something really different. It will be announced at the end of the year. Of course, I love the picture. I can't help myself. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read this. Amy Pascal finally said the quiet part out loud and on the record. The producer, now steering James Bond for Amazon MGM, says a casting announcement by the end of 2026 is a good bet. And whatever the studio lands on, it has got to be something really different. Um, Comments came courtesy of Deadline's interview with her. She produced Spider-Man Brand New Day. So obviously sitting on that franchise, now she's going to be in demand. But asked directly about the 007 timeline, Pascal did not dodge. They asked, what's the timeline on Bond? Deadline says, do you think we might have some news towards the end of the year? Who might play him? Pascal's response is, I would say the end of the year is a good bet. We are being really, really methodical, having worked with Barbara Broccoli at the studio. I mean, Daniel Craig is a hard act to follow, and it's got to be something really different that is a stirring and exciting and different. I don't know how that quote comes across, but whatever. Um, okay, exciting, I can get behind. Stirring, of course, it makes sense, right? Stirring the martini, shaken, not stirred is his preference, but I get it, right? Maybe, probably didn't even think of that. The different part, because of all the speculation and the things that have been posited out there. Um, I know this isn't a big thing. You told me that before we came on stream. You're like, well, there's really nothing to go on. But do you think that they are going to do to James Bond what we might think that they will do to James Bond as a character?
Absolutely. I mean, they're listening right now, not necessarily to us,
Right.
but to all of the discussion about this James Bond thing and seeing where it lands. And look, if they were smart, they would not do anything different. They would cast the person that everyone wants to see, and they would make a movie that everybody wants out of a James Bond movie. But no, they're not. And so they're going to try and court new audiences with a James Bond that nobody wants.
Yep.
Uh, and I don't know how Daniel Craig lasted as long as he did as James Bond because he was terrible. There were two of those movies had some merit to them. Casino Royale and Skyfall. None
Casino
of
was
the
good.
other
Yeah,
none of
Casino
the
was good.
other movies had any merit to them whatsoever. They destroyed the lore, and Daniel Craig didn't want to be there, and so he played James Bond as not wanting to be there. Casino Royale was the only one where he seemed to be having fun or being James Bond, right? Every
Right.
movie after that, he didn't want to be Bond anymore. He was too depressed. He was too moping, and he couldn't do anything without everyone else's help. He was useless in his own movies. You know what? If you're going to make another Daniel Craig James Bond or worse, just don't. Just
Well,
don't.
so they have Stephen Knight, who is supposedly going to be writing. He is from Peaky Blinders. So if you guys enjoy Peaky Blinders, then you've got someone who has basically done that show. Um, I'm with you, and I think this audience, I think most audiences, if you're a fan of James Bond, you're a fan of that character. You
Yeah.
don't want that character to change so far off what he means. And are young people interested in James Bond? I don't think so. I
No,
don't
I
think
don't
they
think
give a
so.
shit.
No.
However, if you want to bring people in to see this character, right? Um, to me, I think you should set it in the 60s. I agree with you on the technology. I think that yes, he needs to sleep with women, right? I mean, how when were the days, man, of like the female spy who used her body and her wits?
Right.
The Black Widows of the world, right? Just a few
Exactly.
years ago. And now all of a sudden that's just out of bounds. That's
No.
off limits, right? And I bring up, and I know it wasn't a big deal, but I brought up like the Spider-Man scene in the sauna, and
Yeah.
flip that scene around.
Yeah.
Can you do that
Can't
scene
do that.
now?
No.
And so when you think about James Bond, I just, either you keep it in a time period where it really works, where the spy game was a thing during the Cold War and it was sexy, it had some cash to it. I don't think people look at it that way anymore. But to me, that's the best route to go with it. And yes, you make him a man who has to use women, or you have the
Use
Bond
people.
girl.
He uses everybody.
Right, but you know what I mean. I mean, it's
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
and but if we're gonna get something different, I don't think exciting is the word that's gonna fit with different, because once you go different with this character, I just think that you just feel like you know what you're gonna get. Like it's
Yeah.
um
J-
and I think the fans, if you again, if you want the people who are fans of this IP to come out and watch the movie, man, if you don't cater to them, they are not going to watch this from Amazon. Whether it's on the small screen or whatever. And to my understanding, didn't in the contract that James Bond has to be a movie? They can't make a TV show.
Correct.
It has to be
As
a
as
major
I
motion
understand
picture.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. That's the only way. Well, that is the contract that I believe that they have currently to produce anything, because there was that James Bond cartoon in the 90s. And
Archer? No, I'm kidding. Um,
no.
yeah, I have. So what about this guy? He's too old now, but
Yeah, they're all too old. Everybody that we would pick is too old. Idris Elba is too old.
he's like
Henry Cavill,
53, 54 now, something like that. 53 years old.
Cavill,
Idris Elba
Idris Elba's
is
older than
is
that, isn't he?
I think he if it took. I heard on Real BBC earlier today that
Yeah.
if it took 2 years to make, he'd be
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
55 when
yeah,
the movie
yeah,
came out. If it was in 2 years, that's
yeah,
too old. That's too old.
yeah. Well,
Uh,
and Cavill's pushing it, right?
Oh, for sure. And I hate that because I think, unfortunately, this poor guy missed
He
his
would be
window.
amazing.
I think he missed his window to be an absolute superstar.
Well,
And
he missed a window because they were all fucking morons. Because he would have been the greatest superstar that's out there if they just let him be who he
I,
is.
I'm with you,
If he was allowed to
100%.
play a man on TV, he would have been great.
Eric says, "Are they trying to ruin everything?" Yes,
Yes,
actually. Video games, movies, television shows, music, you name it. Yes, absolutely, one
that
hundred
that
percent.
is
Yes,
that is their full intent, is to ruin everything so that you have to just endure the slop that they give
that's
you, so
it.
they can
That's
continue
it.
to brainwash you into thinking whatever they want you to believe. And they create cognitive dissonance so that you have to bow down and agree with everything that they say. Otherwise, you're the freak, you're the anomaly, and you've got to be hammered down. That is the whole point of what's going on. It's called fascism, it's called Marxism, it's called communism, it's called 1984.
Well, the ultimately the idea is you just accept it, and now you have apathy. You just it is what it is. This is the best I'm going to get, and so you look for what you can find in something that's good, and you just accept that. That's the way it feels like, especially when the apathy part sets in. Um, Nolan says, agreed, Matthew, even worse than Timothy Dalton. Talking about Daniel Craig, I thought towards the end it got real, real bad,
George
and not
Lazenby
interesting.
was the most unfortunate one,
Yeah.
but yeah,
James Bond must 100% have a penis. I agree, but there was talk,
real one or
and
manufactured? I'm just
well,
asking.
I don't know. I guess with money these days, Actually, I have a funny picture to show. We're talking about
Yeah.
using a lot of money to look like someone. Um, and there is nothing wrong with doing period pieces. I agree 100%, especially with certain characters. It just fits. It fits. This character fits in that world with all, like you said, the gadgets and everything. It just works better that way, in my opinion. No cell phones. Uh, and yeah, it is possible, Justin, that they could cast a chick pretending to be a man disguised as another man. That's a man, baby. Transgender
But is
Pierce
it,
Brosnan. No,
Pier, no,
say
no,
it ain't so.
Pierce Bros woman. Get it right, Pierce Bros woman.
um, yeah, look, I mean, for a lot of us growing up, I'm sure we all watched a lot of the Bond films from back in the day. And some of them are really fun. Some of them are super goofy. Um, and
You know,
I didn't
it's
mind Timothy Dalton either back in the
no, I didn't mind
day.
Timothy Dalton either. Timothy
No,
Dalton was fine. George Lazenby was the most unfortunate one. Honestly, I remember a lot of the uh, oh gosh, what's his name? The second guy.
Roger Moore.
Roger Moore. I remember a lot of the Roger Moore ones, but going back and rewatching them, the Roger Moore ones were
Not
pretty
not.
awful.
Yes, I agree. I
The
agree. And
Sean
you're right.
Connery ones were good. The Timothy Dalton ones were good.
Those
The
are the
Pierce
ones that.
Brosnan ones were
Hmm.
good. Uh, you know, uh, I liked all of them for sure. Lazenby had the unfortunate one-off
Yes.
that kind of worked. It kind
Now,
of didn't.
3 Star does have a great idea. Daryl Hammond from Saturday Night Live
There
playing
you
Sean
go.
Connery, playing Bond. I actually would pay to see that.
Perfect.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's it.
This would kill the brand, Carlos, 100%. And if they cast Pedro Pascal, Eric, in a way, I think people already have Pedro fatigue, but I think that would definitely give them
Look,
Pedro fatigue.
I would hope that they would cast someone from the Isles, right? I mean, you got to be from the British Isles somewhere.
Absolutely,
If
man.
if you don't cast somebody from over there, you're doing a disservice to the character.
Okay.
And that goes back to, look, the heart and soul of a character has a lot to do with where they're from. The cultural things that affected them and where they're from.
Absolutely. Yes.
And when you take that away and try to put North Africans all over the globe, and that just doesn't work with the way human society developed. It's
Um, no,
you know
I think you would have to stay true to those roots. And
yeah.
however, Nolan says, what about Omar Sy? I hope I'm saying that correctly. I don't
I don't know anything
know
about
enough
him.
about this
Yeah.
fella. I mean, look, again, it's been bandied about it doesn't matter who the character is, if they embody the character. I think in this instance, I do honestly really feel that Bond fits a time period and a
Yeah.
particular look, and
And with
I
with
just
that
don't
being
know.
said, with that being said, we don't need another James Bond film. We have plenty of them.
No, you're also right about that.
And
I think
and
yeah,
and and creating something new would be better than destroying things that came before. Um, Look,
yes.
if this has to take place in the 1960s, I'm sorry, you, that's a tumultuous time. The government probably is going to have a hard time dealing with their frontman spy, uh, you know, anything other than what the general population was at the time of England, because other than that, they wouldn't fit in. They wouldn't be able to be a spy because they would stand out like a sore thumb in the 1960s.
Well, and that's what I mean. I think you kind of need to. I mean, there's just a vision, and I think it's best if you stay to that vision,
Yeah.
especially if it was a period piece. Now, Clint kind
It,
of heard me a couple nights ago talk
yeah.
about the WNBA. Yes, Enos
Mm.
Cantor. That would be an interesting take on Bond infiltrating the WNBA to find out its dirtiest secrets, um, which they have many.
Yeah,
And
I'm
he
sure
also
they
says,
do.
I think I've only seen one Bond movie ever, and it was one with Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, well, I mean, definitely
There's
in the
probably a decent
'90s.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in the '90s, I think that you know
That
I
is
don't know. Those
honestly
were
that
fun.
is.
Video games along with
Oh
it. They
yeah,
had
yeah,
tie-in
yeah.
games and everything. That was a
The
fun period.
90s is really the latest time frame that you could do that. Once the Soviet Union falls or around that time frame,
Yes,
you
yes,
really can't do this espionage thing the same way. It has
I
to
agree.
be a different type of character that's going to interact with the world in a different way. And you can't use James Bond for that
Right.
because that's a different world.
So, Three Star says which would be worse, Pedro doing a British accent or RDJ doing the Latvian accent? Oh, Pedro actually is a good actor. His Mandalorian and Grogu performance, not obviously withstanding, but um, he actually is a good actor. But I don't want to hear either of those things. I'm really, really worried about Doomsday with
Yeah.
RDJ's accent. It
I
sounds like garbage, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out in the theater. You know what my favorite thing about the Pierce Brosnan James Bond is because when I went to go watch I think it was GoldenEye in the movie theater when he's rolling a tank down Leningrad and I looked over and I said to the person next to me and I said, I was just there. I've been there. And because he rolled the tank down right in front of the museum in St. Petersburg. When I was there, it was called Leningrad. And it was so funny because I was not just 2 years before I was there. And then I see a movie and it's on screen, and I got super excited about that.
Um, yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's this one's got me thinking because Sabir, are you talking about Aaron Taylor Johnson?
Yeah,
Which would be this gent right here, if I can get off the route. Rafe Fines. This guy, Aaron Taylor Johnson,
yeah.
has also been pitched about for Bond. I have heard
I,
that.
I like this guy. He's had some terrible roles or some mismatched roles, but I think that he can do a good job with that kind of stuff. So,
And Nolan agrees. Joseph Conley says '60s gadgets were not the shit. I think the way you could portray them and envision them
yeah,
today in today's film world, I
right.
think would make a huge difference than the way they were able to kind of pull that off back in the day. Yeah, Bond on 64. I
I
mean,
mean, that was the
GoldenEye,
best, right? Just
right? It's a jam.
uh, Odd Job
Uh,
is the cheat code.
yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson, not bad. yeah, heard that one definitely bandied about a little bit on some of the streams that I watched for sure. And he is good. He is a good actor. Remember, I think wasn't his maybe not his debut, but remember he was in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, but that was the first time his name ever got
Notoriety.
attention, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. And Eric wants to hear more about your Russia
I've got
escapades.
I've got plenty of stories from that being there in the 90s and then being told
Right.
to leave by the KGB because they wanted to take over the government and they didn't want any foreigners in there and yeah, I've got some good stories about that stuff.
Um, well, then you need to communicate with him and give him the lowdown, man. And yeah, Pistols in the Basement on GoldenEye for the win, and the female characters in GoldenEye were excellent too. Can't argue with that, my friend. You want to watch a few trailers, a couple trailers, talk about
Let's
the
do it.
movies that are going to be coming out? Okay, let's get on
Let's
it.
do it.
Let's get on it. Let me get this screen off. Let me get this other tab pulled up. And let's talk about some of the movies that are going to be coming out um, basically post Spider Man. Still going to be competing with Spider Man, but post a Spider Man and Odyssey world. The first one I want to bring up is a Ewan McGregor vehicle, and it is the end of Oak Street, and this is the final trailer for the end of Oak Street. This comes out August 14th, and word on the street is this is going to bomb heavily. So let's take a look.
Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones.
Well, great. I just got a copyright strike.
The Flintstones. All they had to do is say Flintstones and you got hit.
It's that damn melody. So you can see what this is a family that moves somewhere, and evidently it's a dinosaur thriller. We'll just talk over the top of it. There's not a lot really to glean, but you can see the end of their street
has moved. We're in the past, aren't we?
is a big, let's see, a big cliff. Let's see, let me go back. Look at that school bus chopped in half, Matthew.
Ooh,
Like Freddy Krueger drove that thing.
I mean, that's how did it get chopped in half? Did somebody fire a big laser commander involved with this? What's going on?
Supposedly their street got moved. It just moved. I don't know what that means. Obviously the film may tell you, but this is it's like just a thriller, just a dinosaur jungle thriller. I'm guessing this is based off of a book of some kind. I don't know. But it is August 14th. So for those of you that want to watch something a little different, or maybe you want to see Spider-Man,
What are we gonna do?
and you can't get a ticket,
We're gonna survive.
then maybe you can go see this.
It's got Ewan McGregor though.
I like Ewan.
I love Ewan.
I hated
He's
Obi-Wan.
ranting on, except for when he's ranting against fans for not doing anything that fans actually did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You racist Star Wars fans. You're no Star Wars fans of mine. You know, it looks like just a fun romp, a chew 'em up dinosaur movie, right? This is not going to be replacing Jurassic Park.
You know,
anytime
I
soon.
totally forgot about that dinosaur movie that came out right at the same time as the last Jurassic Park movie came out. There was another dinosaur movie that came out around the same time.
Shit.
I really wanted to see it because it was so much. I heard it was so much better than
Better
the Jurassic
than-
Park movie.
Well, I will say this. You would be correct because I did watch the most recent Jurassic Park movie, and it is garbage. Absolute, unfettered garbage.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something you guys might be excited for. I'll be honest with you. I know I am. I like the look of this. I think it looks fantastic. And it is coming out on August 25th, part 1. And this is Batman Nightfall, a DC animated project.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this.
Privilege, a boy of tragedy.
I
know
hope
what
it's
you
good.
planned during the night. Bat men.
Now,
Yeah,
if you know the
there's-
story,
Exploded too.
Yeah, there's so much that they could do right with this, and so much they could do wrong with it.
I agree. I do love the animation with this. I do
Yeah.
love the DC animated stuff. I've been a big fan. That better than any of the Marvel stuff out there. Been a big fan, and Batman is definitely my favorite. But I will delve into the Superman movies and stuff that they put out. They're not as good, but everybody knows
This is a
this
three-parter.
comic, right?
Yeah, well, not everybody, but this is a 3-parter.
Is it 3? I saw where
Yep.
part 2 releases on September the 8th. So
Yeah.
beyond that, I didn't see
So
where
the
it did.
last several big events have been 3-parters.
Okay. Either way, I'm all about this. Like, I am absolutely all about this.
Yeah,
And,
and it may be called Nightfall, but it covers, I think, the next 2 story arcs also.
yeah. It says part 1, I guess, is August 25th, and then and physically on 4K, UHD, and Blu-ray. Release timeline for parts 2 and 3, I guess, over the next, whatever.
Yep, Epic Trilogy, there it is.
Yeah, but if it looks anything like some of the best of the Batman animated stuff,
Yep.
and I love this art style. I think this looks great.
My concern or whatever is that they're really going hard on the Damian Wayne stuff with all the DC animated stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And that, I mean, it's okay, I guess, but I mean there are several Robins, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Dick Grayson, Damian Wayne. We're not going to get into Carrie Kelly or the other girl who was a Robin.
No.
But the Damian Wayne one takes out that PDF file stuff because it's a son. So we're not even going to go there. That's his son, so that makes sense.
Hopefully that this is just an adaptation of.
I hope so. And the trailer makes it look that way.
Yes.
So I'm hopeful that they're going to
think
do
so.
this right and not make the big twist like they did the.
You're talking about the Killing
last
Joke?
The Killing Joke, yeah.
Yeah, the Killing Joke sucked. I own it on Blu-ray, and it fucking sucks.
I mean,
Terrible adaptation. Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
the
whole
the-
beginning is
the whole
is
beginning was
awful.
so that I thought that it was mostly okay except for that relationship that Batman had with Barbara,
That shit
and I
is
thought
weird.
that was weird. It shouldn't have been that way.
Well,
But-
what do you think about a relationship between a roadrunner and a coyote, Matthew? Because
You know what? I mean, that's always got potential, right?
coming out on August 28th is
That's
Coyote.
the other one. This is the other one I was thinking about besides the
Yeah. Coyote
Jason
versus
David
Acme.
Frank. Hey, this was supposed to be canned, man. This wasn't supposed to come out.
And that's what worries me. That this movie was going to go the way of Batgirl.
Yeah.
And now it's being released. And look, I like the guy who plays the lawyer. He's a comedian. Hell, he's this cat.
And only a bunch of silverware comes out? It's not your fault.
Acme is evil.
I just don't know how this plays. I think that the Looney Tunes characters don't really play anymore play well in
Yeah,
today's society. I think
you know what
kids
discussion-
don't care about them.
You know a discussion that we've had recently about Looney Tunes characters? Tweety Bird is an evil motherfucker.
Yes, Tweety Bird is an evil ass bird. I agree. You think about it. Every damn cartoon that Tweety Bird, it's like playing the sweet,
He's the
innocent
instigator.
bird.
He's the troublemaker. Yeah.
Absolutely. I like Looney Tunes, but I got to tell you, I really think this movie it's not going to do well.
I don't think it's going to do well. I don't know if it's going to be good or not because there's been a couple of them. I like the Tom and Jerry. I kind of like the Rescue Rangers that came out when they were doing this kind of stuff.
Right.
I mean,
I guess again, mixing 2D and or animation, not 2D, but mixing animation with real life is really difficult to do. And it has not been extremely successful.
No, it
other
has
than
not.
Roger Rabbit.
yeah.
Right.
I watched a whole documentary thing on that recently too, about what happened with the sequels to Roger Rabbit and all that stuff.
Well, they were able to pull that off, but it's because it had really good writing.
Yeah.
And the people that were making the movie really took the time to think about how the tunes would be with real life and how that affects different things, and put a lot of thought behind that movie. And they were able to pull it off. Do you think you could do a Jessica Rabbit now?
Clearly not, because of what they do with what they call the most beautiful women in the world these days.
Right. And I got a
trying
picture of one of the most beautiful women in the
No,
world.
we don't need to
actually.
see it.
You want to see it. So August 28th, Coyote versus Acme. Bobby Wold, welcome in. Says my daughter wants to see Coyote versus Acme, and that's a good thing. I like to hear that. I mean, I like the Looney Tunes. I miss the old school Looney Tunes cartoons. And Nolan says, "Hey, guess what? It's the day after my birthday. So yeah, if you're go check it out. Hell, let us know how it is. I'm
There
not
is another movie that comes out that day.
On the 28th.
Yep.
Are you talking about the Dog Stars?
Oh, I was talking about the movie that has been postponed for the last 4 years. Jason David Frank's last movie, the White Dragon, or whatever it is. So if you want your not Power Rangers movie, that one also comes out on the 28th.
And Jersey Eddie says Tweety always shows devil horns. Yeah, who would? I had a poster of Jessica Rabbit on my wall, and I think my mom made me take it down. I can't remember. I think it was on the back of my door or something like that. Jessica Rabbit. I mean, she's just drawn. She's not bad. She's just drawn that way. Okay. Let's see here. Let's take a peek at.
Do you know what her backstory is?
I know what her front story is.
So she was in one of the incarnations. She was a quiet, demure radio host that got captured by the Nazis and used for propaganda purposes. And then she flipped the script and became Black Widow, essentially. She used her assets to be a spy in World War II, to work her way out, to come back over and help the Allies.
Love it. I'm sold, buddy. I did not know that, but obviously
that was
the creation of the character.
Well, that was supposed to be a part of the sequel story. So Who Framed Roger Rabbit Part 2 was supposed to go back into how they got to Toontown.
Ah, okay. So what about this movie called Dog Stars? The Dog Stars. I did not really hear about this movie. This comes out also on the 28th. We'll take a little bit of a look here.
Scot-free. Uh-oh. I'm worried now.
Before the world ended, I was kissing my wife.
Really?
Playing with my dog.
The Last of Us?
Yeah, now I'm really worried.
Ridley Scott. Post-apocalypse.
I mean, he's pretty hit or miss.
Trying to hold on to what was.
Let's go, Brolin.
Yeah, James Brolin.
The only thing left to fear.
survivors.
Is this like a not vampire movie, but is this kind of like a post-apocalyptic zombie type film? Is
Yeah, that's
that
kinda
is
what it
that
looks
kind of
like.
kind of looks like it? I will say this: I did see where it says from the director of Black Hawk Down and Gladiator, but it's a good thing they didn't put Gladiator 2.
Yeah, it's a good thing he didn't put a couple movies that he did.
I heard a voice on the radio.
I've never heard of this before,
My name is Hick.
I'm Seema.
so I don't know the novel either. Never heard of the novel.
Yeah, no, I haven't either. I mean,
Todd, see.
the name sounded familiar, but
Right.
I know he has
Todd, see, how the heck are you, buddy?
Miss music, singing on the way to the grocery store.
I thought that was Elliot Page for a second.
Well, I did too, actually, for a minute. Luckily, it was not. Don't want to get hit for this music, but anyway. So yeah, just some kind of post-apocalyptic.
Guy Pearce.
Yep, zombie creatures in the dark. It doesn't look bad. I really
look
don't know
bad.
much about it. It doesn't look terrible. Could be all right. It does have some good actors.
Yeah.
So it does have some valid actors. What it does not have, however, is someone who spent a lot of money to look like Rachel Maddow. Why would anybody do that? I don't
almost
know.
did.
Why would anybody do that? And thankfully, Paige is not in this movie. Okay, so let's see here. Boom. Okay,
This is,
I know.
You've been so hit or miss lately. I just don't know if I can trust you on anything.
That's my nickname. My nickname in community college was hit or miss. I know you guys are excited for this.
I have summoned you here for a purpose.
September 17th. So
it's interesting to see an 80s movie brought up with a modern style trailer.
I agree, dude. Like, and the power, not present. It is interesting to see a modern trailer of this, for sure. There is evidently a credit scene that's new.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of see that. Are you guys going? Is the chat going? I agree. The
That's
trailer,
Transformers
Todd.
movie that's been in the theaters in a long time. So
Yeah. Yeah, Todd. I think not having Stan Bush, but I excuse me. I don't think they wanted to sound dated. I know that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
But I really do. You know who's going to see this movie.
You're right.
But if you're trying to attract, you do a modern trailer. So here's kind of part of the new Optimus at the end. Animation looks a little better, doesn't it?
It's a little different.
But yeah, September 17th, that will be out. If you want to go see that in the theater and were too young back in the day, or you cried back in the day and the tears in your eyes wiped away your memories from the movie, it will be out.
I forgot everything that happened in the movie. It's so traumatizing.
Now, I do want to get your opinion on something here momentarily. And that is the next trailer that we're going to take a look at, because this is Robert Eggers, and I like Robert Eggers. Robert Eggers did Weapons. I like what I like I think his style, but he is doing a movie that comes out on September 18th, and it is Resident Evil, and it is not Resident Evil.
No.
It doesn't
Hey,
even.
man, I gotta be 7. Do you know where I can take this? Excuse me, oh my God. Anybody order a kidney or liver, whatever this is? Anybody? It seems like it's kind of important.
Hey, you got time for another run?
No, I'm wrapped up for the.
It's outside the zone, so it pays double.
I could do that.
So, the only thing in this film.
Sweetheart, I'm sorry. The signal sucks here. Can you hear me?
I'm gonna stay with Katie for a bit, I think.
Michelle, please do not go stay with freaking Katie.
That seems like Resident Evil
You don't even care enough to come home and have this
is he's
conversation.
transporting this package, this cooler, to Raccoon City. There are no characters, no one from the games. Have you heard the story behind this, Matthew, about his inspiration?
Yeah, I was not impressed. You just put a different name on this movie.
Yeah.
You don't put Resident Evil on this. You don't even put Biohazard on it. But if you put Biohazard on it, it'd be a little bit better. But no.
Hello?
It's
There's an emergency here. I was wondering if I could use your phone.
I'm with you. I think put a different name on it. Basically, for those that don't know,
and I can't get a hold of
he wanted to make a movie that gives you the feeling of what it's like to be in the games, but not using any characters from the. This is not an adaptation. This is him having a horror movie, putting the Resident Evil name on it. I don't think Resident Evil fans are going to show up for this.
No. Okay, you said the wrong name at the beginning. You're throwing me off here because you said Robert Edgers, and I'm like, yeah, Robert Edgers makes awesome stuff. But no, you're talking Zach Krieger.
Zach Krieger.
Not Robert Edgers, because Robert Edgers is making Nosferatu and Werewolf and all that stuff. Yeah, okay. You freaked me out there because I'm like, wait, what's he doing?
Yeah. Well, a lot of talking.
Yeah.
Kind of fuck up sometimes. But yeah, so Resident Evil, does not look like Resident Evil actually, and I don't know if anybody is really interested in it. Plenty of zombie games to pick from. I just feel like you're right. You could just put a different name on this. It doesn't need, it doesn't need Resident Evil. And if you make a Resident Evil movie, and it's 3 stars, it doesn't look that bad, but it's not Resident Evil. So you might as well just name it something else. Lighthouse was really
Lighthouse
good.
was amazing. So that's the Edgars guy that we were talking about, not the guy who did this film.
Yes.
Lighthouse, Nosferatu, Werewolf. I can't wait to see Werewolf. I like his thought process, the way he does things. The Northman.
And we will watch the Werewolf trailer down the line, okay? I kind of got us in. There's only a couple more. Kind of got us into through October, basically, and the beginning of November. But one thing that is happening to prepare for Avengers Doomsday is that they are re-releasing in-game in theaters on September 25th in Infinity Vision. And so they're going to be putting out... basically
new scam in movie watching technology.
Yes, they just want to get you to watch it in game again and pay for it. Infinity Vision, it's IMAX screens. I think it's like there's really nothing special about it. There is a little bit of a I have a video, but I don't think it's really even worth showing because it's someone's YouTube short, and it's just kind of explaining Infinity Vision. But all that is just re-releasing in-game back in theaters. But if you didn't see it, which I'm sure most of you did, it's gonna be September 25th.
Well, it's gonna have that end credit thing. It's gonna have extra footage in there,
right?
Because they're gonna want to set up something for Doomsday in this. And it's insidious, and it's why we have physical media, so they can't continually change things. And say you were wrong. This is the way it's always been.
I do want to. Justin says, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go see it." Is there a Weapons sequel? It doesn't. It doesn't need one.
But they were talking about it, and I don't want them.
I
to
think
make
it would be a
sequel.
terrible idea.
I think it would not be the best idea. Yeah, they don't need to do that.
Yeah. I think it would be a bad idea. Now Tom Cruise has a movie coming out. Tom Cruise has a movie coming out on October 2nd. It's called Digger. Have you heard about this movie?
This looks interesting.
Okay, so let's take a look at the trailer. October 2nd, Digger.
And
What the hell is?
and
Watch out!
yeah, so I saw the trailer, and it's interesting. It's got some stuff that I'm like, oh, that could be. I can see why Tom wanted to do this role.
Yes.
Don't know how successful it's going to be, but there's some interesting parts to it for sure. And it's a ninja trailer, so no one can see it, and it's totally fictional. He just made this movie up, so it doesn't actually exist.
Oh, that's right. I tell you what, 1 week I'm going to hand the controls over to you, and I'm going to let you do it. All right? I'm going to hand the controls over to you. What do you think? All right. Okay, let's see. I really don't know what this is about.
Come on, sweetheart. For a king. Next day, you're just ashes in a box.
How long would you say she has? Between 2 weeks and 5 minutes?
2 weeks and 5 minutes.
Clarkson?
Yeah, Sandy. How you been, buddy? You're the man with the 5-foot crap. Now, glacier over there in Greenland, it shifts 5 feet. Now, this desk in front of me is bigger than 5 feet.
Mr. Rockwell.
My dick is a tenth of that size. What do you want me to shut down a billion-dollar platform over something that's 10 times the size of my dick?
I don't believe you understand what's happening, sir.
What did you just say?
Sorry, sir.
Well, I know perfectly well what's going on there, because I'm paying for the whole thing. I'm paying for your fucking 90% Hungarian goose down winter jacket. I'm paying your salary. You want to shut her down?
Well,
say it!
Mr. President, we're utterly unprotected against a disaster of this magnitude.
What's our worst case scenario?
$18 trillion, sir.
Is that all the bad fucking news?
Oh, there's the nuclear waste, too.
This just looks wild, right? Like the makeup though that he's got on, the suit that he's got on.
The whole suit that he's got on. Yeah, I think it's interesting because it makes him look old. And he's never wanted to do that before now.
Yeah.
And this is clearly about lobbyists and government corruption and
right.
The oil machine and the destruction of the world. So this seems to be a global warming type of movie.
Right.
Control the course of nature. At least we can control the narrative.
Control the narrative.
I don't necessarily take him as somebody who maybe that's kind of the avenue, right? Because so often he's very much about, pleasing the audience, right? Like, kind of somewhat staying out of that arena.
Well, he has, and so that's why I think this is a little bit different. Like, it's going to present this oil baron businessman, but it's actually going to be the savior of the world.
It's a comedy, and it looks different. I wish it wasn't playing. Oh God, that's fucking hideous. Oh,
5 minutes and 2 weeks.
Why in the world did I even stop on that? God bless America. I mean, that looks like Raiders owner Al Davis near the end.
Not the weatherman's brother, Al Davis.
No.
Okay.
One Al Davis, Raiders owner. If you Google photos of him near the end, they are not good. And
I mean, at 3-star, it looks like he's kind of playing Les Grossman.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. And maybe with the fat suit and all that stuff, it's kind of like, playing a character like that that's so over the top, makes him look hideous, right? And maybe that's, part of the fun for him. I don't know. Now, Street Fighter.
There we go. Street Fighter.
Street Fighter comes out. I believe it is, let's see, October 16th. All right.
Yep.
October
I can't wait.
16th. So let's take a look at the Blanca versus Ryu special look. I tried to dig up whatever trailer that played before Spider-Man that I missed because
this was it.
Family.
No, this is the trailer.
Okay, well, then here we go.
Yeah, this is what played with Spider-Man.
October 16th, Street Fighter.
Ryu, I know what you're capable of. Show me.
Why does he not have access? He must have access. He's wearing all red.
Nice roll.
That Jason Momoa?
That is Jason Momoa playing Jason Momoa.
Nah, it looks like he's kind of playing Guile.
Okay.
So leading up to this film, we're going to get little snippets of different fighters, I would assume, right?
Looks fun.
It does look fun. It's bound to be better than the god-awful Mortal Kombat movie.
You didn't like that?
That movie was terrible too, man.
God, man, I thought it was okay.
Ugh.
Well,
we
enjoyed it.
Awful.
What do you mean? He was Johnny Cage. I mean, come on.
Man, he sucked. I really didn't.
Just a wet blanket.
I didn't enjoy it.
Wow. Okay.
A wet blanket. Let me think about that for a minute. A wet blanket. Wait a minute. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, yes, Street Fighter. What did I say? October 16th. There are two more trailers. One we're going to finish up on because we're both very excited for. We have watched Clayface before, and I know I haven't hit up some of the chat, and I do see you guys are typing away there, so my apologies. Get a little distracted watching the trailers, but I do want to hit a few of your comments here in just a couple minutes. Clayface, we have watched Clayface before. I know you guys have watched the Clayface trailer. I mean, we can check it out. There's nothing new to glean from it, but it's your call if you want to check it out. It doesn't bother me.
I think the Clayface movie has to be the best thing that may come out of the James Gunn universe at
Very
all,
well.
and it should be tied directly into the Batman instead of the James Gunn universe. It's coming out in October, and so it's a horror themed thing. So it has a lot of potential. Low budget. It has potential to be the only successful James Gunn property that's come out. If people go see it for a body horror comedy,
It's just
body horror movie.
Yeah, body horror movie. Look, the trailer looks intriguing. Look, I'm not gonna sit there and say, man, it looks awesome, because sometimes the best parts of the trailer or the parts of the trailer they show you are the best parts of the movie.
Sometimes.
And I'm a little worried about that with that. But also, I just don't like to see what like Sony did with the Spider-Verse, where you're making movies with villains and characters, but you're not including like the person that they need to. If Clayface isn't going to be another movie moving forward, then what is this?
Yeah, I get it. You know what? because I don't think James Gunn is going to be around much longer, I'm glad that they didn't tie it into anything else necessarily.
Understood. Understood.
I think that this has potential to be like the Incredible Hulk movie with Ed Norton, that
Right.
is a part of the MCU, but was before the MCU, but still a part of the MCU. And it came out before Iron Man, I believe. So technically, it was the first movie in the series. But it has potential for that if we just erase the James Gunn universe stuff.
I mean,
there's a lot of potential here for it to be a decent movie.
Certainly. I mean, base of the story is whatever. He gets mixed up with gangsters. He's a movie star in some shape, form, or fashion. We don't know exactly what they're doing with it. His face gets all jacked up, right? And then he undergoes a controversial procedure by his lady friend, who is a female in STEM. And she gives him whatever, treatment. And, of course, that causes the body horror. And turns him into what he is. 610, yo Joe Daddy, what's going on? Lick that like button, buddy. How you doing, you tall son of a gun? 3 stars saying, hey, if Penguin can be good, this can be good, and that's a high bar.
Look, the Penguin was made under the Batman's license, so that had nothing to do with James Gunn whatsoever. So this has James Gunn's influence on it. Right. So that's why we're at least hesitant about it, but it does look good.
I like the premise, and I think that, just as a as a standalone movie, it looks cool. As a Clayface movie, though, that's where I don't know what to do with this. That's my only thing. Because if it's really good, and then nothing happens with this, then what? You know what I mean?
Well, if it's really good, then they're going to use it moving forward with whatever they decide to do. And he could be incorporated into the Batman with Robert Pattinson if they wanted it to. Clayface's origin really is kind of independent of Batman, right? It doesn't have a lot to do with Batman. It has to do with Daggett Chemicals and an actor who is trying to, keep acting.
As long as I see him using these little scissors that I actually have right here on my desk, as long as I see him using these things to cut his eyelids over and over and again, then I'm good. That's all I want to see. And his mouth, too. And his mouth, by the way. Let's see. What's up, Jay Gonzo? Justin Booth says, I will give it a chance, but as far as saying it's going to be good, I'm not going to hold my breath. And the reason why I'm skeptical is because of where it comes from.
Yeah, if James Gunn had nothing to do with this, I'd be really a whole lot more excited about it. But it still looks good.
It does.
It has a lot of potential. Just not in James Gunn's universe, because James Gunn doesn't have a universe anymore, because his whole thing is dead.
It's an
dead as a doornail.
It's an interesting choice, though, isn't it? Just
why would you do this?
I don't know, and that's where I'm just like, this is so
This
odd,
should have been an HBO Max original series.
I agree. I think there's so much more you can.
I remember the original
way.
Discussions on this, and it was supposed to be.
Right. And 3 stars says, hey, look, you son of a bitch. He said, I'm telling you, no Batman in this Penguin, then this could be good. And he was talking to you, Matthew, by the way. No. Maybe.
Well, if he turned up his mic, maybe I could hear him in his videos. I don't know.
No. No, I think he was talking to me, actually, because I'm the one that's being more critical.
No. And yeah, you don't need to have Batman to make these characters interesting or worthwhile. And I think this has like I said, a lot of potential.
Stanley, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
What's up, Stanley?
Looking forward to Clayface. Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's just weird because it's James Gunn just picks some of the most just random things to try to start this thing out with, and it's just like,
I
where's the
he has no
cohesiveness, you
idea.
know? It's
He
so
has
strange.
no idea what DC comics are about. He has no idea what Marvel comics are about. He just does his own weird, quirky stuff
Yeah,
all the time.
I don't get it, but look, I do want to see it, and it does come out right before Halloween. You're talking
Yeah,
October
so
23rd, so that'd be fun to go to for sure. And I
right.
I will go see it at the theater. Just
Yeah.
because I like the angle and the premise.
Yeah. Looked interesting.
Okay, we're gonna finish up with one last trailer.
All right.
This is something I'm extremely excited for. I know you are as well. This comes out on November the 6th. That's as far as we're going to go tonight, is into November. But this is most of your big releases coming out until basically Dune 3. And you have Werewolf, which I think is also December 25th. And, of course, with Avengers Doomsday. But this last trailer is a banger. Actually, I don't know if the trailer's a banger, but this last trailer for this movie is what I can't wait for. Godzilla Minus Zero. November 6th.
それは人間のやっていいことの範疇を超えてる。あんた自分一体何してるのか分かってんのかよ。
Yeah. I can't wait, dude. I
Yeah,
love that
and
film
you know what?
so much.
I have watched a bunch of critiques and the best of lists of every Godzilla thing and gone through a lot of this stuff. And the vast majority of people put Godzilla minus one right next to the original Godzilla movie as the greatest Godzilla movies that have ever been made. So I am super excited.
Can't praise it enough, I'm telling you.
To see the sequel to Godzilla minus one, Godzilla minus zero now. And I just hope that they bring the same intensity, the same thought process, the same creature that we saw in Godzilla minus one. I mean, this one and Werewolf are my two most excited movies from anything this whole year that has been announced. I mean, I wanted to see Spider-Man because I like Spider-Man. I thought that was going to be a really good movie. But this and Werewolf were the ones I was most excited about. Street Fighter is up there too. Yeah, no, I can't wait for this one.
Yeah, and I know when I took my son to see the first one, and I mean, dude, that story just absolutely. And Carlos, if you haven't seen, like, I don't know if you saw the first one, but you definitely need to, especially if your son loves Godzilla movies. But the story, which so often is terrible with movies like this, was so heartfelt and so good. And near the end of that movie, man, my son, I remember him looking over at me, and I'm like, I got something in my eye, man. There's something in I think my contact's messed up. I mean, it was like that. I absolutely love the first one, so I can't wait for this movie.
For me, what I think it really was that Godzilla minus one got back to the heart of what Godzilla movie is supposed to be about. It is about the horrors of war and the horrors of their proliferation and the potential harm that comes from that, and PTSD. I mean, there's so much PTSD in that first movie, and it really goes through this soldier's journey of how he survived the war, you know, and then gets ridiculed for it because of what the cultural norms were at the time and what his job was supposed to be.
Yeah, what his job was. That's the key. You know, what he was supposed to do.
He was a kamikaze pilot. He was supposed to die.
Right. And
he wasn't supposed to come home.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you guys haven't seen that, the first one, Godzilla -1. You need to see it because it is really freaking fantastic, and the special effects are amazing. On the budget that they had, which is like $38 million, and it looks
15
better.
million.
Was it 15? I couldn't remember. I knew it was low as fuck. I couldn't remember. For the reason I had 38 and stuck in my head, and I can't remember what it's from. But the bottom line is that the effects look better than a lot of the Marvel movies. Yes. And so they did an amazing job with that movie. And it's tense too, man. It's intense. It's got some tense moments. So I'm with you. I hope they bring the heat on this one too. James Gunn trashed the Tim Burton Batman films. Fast forward, he completely ruined every DC film he's put out. He sucks. He sucks, man. Says Justin Booth. You can't put any plainer than that. It's been a disaster, that's for sure.
This is what we've been saying since he was first put on DC. When he went over to DC, I've been saying, I'm pretty sure you've been saying it too, he's the worst choice to put on DC, period. And you look at the slate that he wanted to release, and everybody said the same thing. That is the worst slate possible. You cannot make a franchise based off of this. You have to have a foundation first, and you're trying to build a foundation on the fringe stuff. You can't build a foundation on the fringe stuff. You have to build it on the core.
I don't care how much people liked Creature Commandos. That is not bringing people in and getting them pumped for the James Gunn DCU. Like, that's
Peacemaker?
not going to do. Peacemaker.
Who the fuck knows who Peacemaker is?
And if you watched any of it at all, even if you just checked in on an episode here or there, that did not retain anybody. It's so yeah, curious choices, man. Justin, I'm with you. It's been pretty bad. And Yojo Daddy says that Godzilla trailer got me pumped. The first one was the bomb. It was absolutely awesome. That came out in December. Was it 2023? I think.
Yeah.
And then Stanley, just agreeing with Nolan that I think a Clayface arc on a series would be a better way to go. But if they pull it off, if they pull this movie off, it would be a rare, win. I just don't know what they can expect. It has a modest budget. Clayface has a modest budget. So I don't know what they're expecting out of it. But, anything, obviously double that or more, triple that really. If it makes $100 million, then it's going to make a little profit for them, So we'll see.
Because I think that was the 38 million you were thinking of.
Yes, it is. It's the 38, and that's for Clayface. You're right. Nolan says, I'll probably wait to see Godzilla after it's out. Was always more of a King Kong fan. I was too.
Dude, you got to go see it. Okay, go watch Godzilla -1 sometime between now and before that movie comes out, and you'll want to see that movie.
Oh, for sure. Well, and of course, Nolan, he watched the first one, so he's saying if it's as good, if it's as good as the first one, then definitely in. Yeah, that first one got me hooked. And then talking about Robert Eggers with Nosferatu makes me want to see whatever else that he does.
Well, I mean, The Lighthouse, if you haven't seen The Lighthouse, go watch that. That's a Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe, two-man horror story, and it's really well done.
And I don't blame you, Justin, for skipping Peacemaker season 2. And honestly, it was a virtue signaling, pandering series that
I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
I liked the character in that Suicide Squad movie when he actually went back and redid Suicide Squad instead of David Ayers. That first one was brutal, but the one that Gunn, I thought that was good. I enjoyed that movie. It was much better, and I didn't mind Peacemaker in that movie, but he's not a character I care about, to be honest with you. He's just not somebody I really.
I mean, how long can you see John Cena on screen and take him seriously?
Not long, in my opinion. I've never been a big fan of his anyway. So unless
he's in a comedy or I don't know. He's not going to do anything well.
No, you're absolutely right. I think that's about it, my friends. There was one final thing that I saw, and I had to show it to you guys, and it's because I am a big Princess Leia fan, Matthew, and I think you are too. And I just
The
happened
real
to come
Leia.
across. Yes, and those who also like to dress up as Princess Leia. And, you know, you got to love Slave Leia, don't you? I mean, what's not to like? I love doing this to you.
Looks like my ex-wife.
Wow. I remember Jennifer Aniston in Slave Leia.
I remember Olivia Munn in Slave Leia.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, sir.
And she got up close and personal with the nerds on that one.
Yes, she did. Do you remember her jumping in the baby
ball
pool
pit?
of? Yeah. Speaking of which, and I know you guys probably don't care, but I will tell you one thing. I did buy, because, you know, Chris Gore put out that G4 documentary.
So it's a good documentary.
I bought it. Yeah, I did buy it. I got the Blu-ray. I ordered it when it was out. It's really good. And it is a reminder of days gone by, friends, of stuff that you will not see on television anymore.
It blows me away. And I didn't believe it at the time, but Chris was saying that was legitimate. That they were live viewing Twitter on the show. And I'm like, what? Why would you do that? Why would you live show streaming comments that were people were making on Twitter at the time you're broadcasting and doing this whole thing? That blew me away that they actually did that. And you can't do it today, obviously, but
no, but yeah, brand new. I mean, it was at the time. Yeah, pretty wild. But man, I miss G4. I miss Morgan Webb and Olivia Munn, and at the time Adam Sessler, who's now an absolute cuckoo bird. I have no love for, but yeah, that whole crew, man. Electric Playground.
Such good stuff.
Yeah, back in the day. And yeah, even more than Jessica Rabbit. You talking about the Slave Leia? I don't know, or Olivia Munn. I don't know. All right. Anyway, that's going to do it. It's time for us to get out of here. It's past Matthew's Betty Bye time. And I got to get on some Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, folks. Time to dig it and get some pirate booty. Anyway, all right. I will, I guess, let's see. We've got next Tuesday. I've got Sunday. Yeah, so I guess we'll see you guys next Tuesday, and then I will see y'all Sunday night by myself, right here on the same channel. But yeah, I guess that's about it, man. Anything you got, Matthew? Are you good to go?
Nope, just regular old stuff on Instagram, posting every day. Check it out.
Dig it. All right. Okay, in that case, y'all take it easy. We'll see y'all this Sunday and next Tuesday. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with us. See you.